Homeworkers. Today is Thursday, November 2nd, 2023. I'm Olivia.
And I'm Nicholas, and today we're talking about American Heritage Month.
Native American. But first, here's Caroline with the lunch menu.
Yes, Native American Heritage. We're talking about Native American Heritage Month.
But first, here's Caroline with today's lunch menu.
Good morning. I'm Caroline with today's lunch menu. Today's lunch is a Salisbury steak with mashed potatoes. If you don't want that, you can have a PB protein kit. Don't forget your fresh fruit, veggies, and milk. Now to Nicholas and Olivia with today's highlights. Have a good day.
November is Native American Heritage Month, when we honor and learn about the wonderful traditions, history, and culture of Native American people.
There are many different Native American cultures in the United States, Mexico, and Canada, but they all have one thing in common. Their families have lived in North America for many centuries.
During this month, we spend a little bit of extra effort to learn about these many nations and their different cultures, their artwork and traditions, their language, goals, and values.
To kick us off, let's learn a little bit about the nations that lived in our state. South Carolina, unlike many nations around the country who are still thriving today, the nations from South Carolina were mostly lost a long time ago.
Many nations or tribes lived in other parts of South Carolina, to the north and west of the low country where we live. Some of these nations include Catawba, Cherokee, Creek, Muskegon, and Shawnee and Chickasaw people.
We know through books that from a long time ago that there were other nations living in the Low Country, but unfortunately their names have been lost over time. Historians have determined that some of those might include the Kiowa, Stono, and Etowah people, named after the rivers near where they lived.
Lots of language from these tribes still exist in Charleston. For example, there's a beach on John's Island named after the Kiowa people, and there's a street not very far from our school named Etowah.
One day we can celebrate the Native American culture in our state. It is by sharing something called land acknowledgement. Acknowledgement. A land acknowledgement might sound something like this.
The ONN team would like to take the time to express our thanks for the land on which we live and play on. An important part of the land on which we each live is the history of the land and the history of who has cared for the land before us.
You might say, I live in Charleston, South Carolina, and I recently learned that the land here in the Low Country has been lived on and cared for by the many nations of this area for generations. I would like to say thank you to the Kiowa, Stono, and Etowah people for taking such wonderful care of this land.
By sharing statements like this, we remind ourselves that all people are important, and the contributions of people from the past and people still living today help make our world a great place to live.
Now to Corey with today's weather.
Good morning. I'm Corey with today's weather. Today's weather will be sunny with a high of 62 and a low of 45. Now to Kenzie with today's pledge.
Good morning. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for the moment of silence. Thank you. You may be seated. Now to Brianna with today's birthdays. Have a good day.
Good morning. I'm Brianna with today's birthdays. Today's birthdays are Caden in 1S and Charlie T in 2F. Come to the library for your birthday pencil into the computer lab for your birthday surprise.
Thank you for watching ONN. ONN, I'm Olivia.
And I'm Nicholas. Have a
Have a cool day.